Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harv's World. We are back. We're back on Elm Creek, and scrambling for time, I have to add. We are in a big hurry. We got to get all this done before midnight. Anyway, let me catch up with you guys first. And chat has been rolling today, so I know I'm going to miss somebody. Eric, Jonathan, Graham, Pierce. Yes, Pierce. Sorry, dude. Sober. Welcome to the Green Machine, Sober. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Ed Reed, Sprue and Glue, Kevin, our two great moderators. Sparky. I got your message, Sparky, but, right before the stream, I don't really have time to chat. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode. I see a lot of you guys talking about the new Off the Grid episode. I know everybody likes that. It's a fan favorite, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. More to come. I've got plans. I do have... Harv always has a plan, remember? Today the plan is to get all these fields planted in grass, which may seem a little bit strange, but it's the only way to get a crop rotation in that will make you some money while you're waiting to plant a new crop. So we're going to throw grass in. It's cheap. Takes time, but it's cheap. Steve Knott, first time watching a stream. Outstanding. Good to have you with us, man. Thank you so much. And Caveman and Sharko are with me as always. We've got a nice setup going. I'm plowing, Sharko's planting, and Caveman's rolling. It's nice to have friends. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Paul, welcome back. Good to have you with us, man. Paul says hi to everybody.
Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Well, Sparky, Sharko's not on Off the Grid, so you have no worries there. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. I was like, nothing has changed. If something got funky, I'm going to be really annoyed because I haven't changed a single setting. So, no reason you should be getting echo unless it's coming from your end, which clearly it was. So how you guys doing? Aside from the fact that it's the end of the weekend, I hope everybody's doing fairly well. Fingers crossed. Who did I miss? If I missed your name and I didn't call you out, I like to try to get to everybody. I'm sure you guys know that by now. David Smith, how are you doing? Yeah, throw another comment up, and I will make sure to recognize you. I love talking to you guys. It makes the stream so much better when you guys have questions or comments or whatever, stuff that can spark my mouth to keep moving. Some of you are just going to stop talking because nobody wants to spark Harv's mouth to keep moving. We just want you to shut up and farm, Harv. Just shut up and farm.
I doubt that. I'm sure they're here for your voice, Harv.
No, I know. You have to have humility. And I try to maintain a decent, respectable level of humility. Try not to take myself too seriously. Even though sometimes I do. Outstanding, Graham. That's what I've said this many times, but yeah, that's what I used to do. Play my game and have a stream or a video running in the background.
Yeah, the only way.
Yep.
The only way to watch videos.
Yep.
With my apologies, I cannot read Chinese, but whoever you are, thank you for subscribing to Harv's World. Good to have you with us. Of course, I don't even necessarily know if they're watching the stream or not, but... Oh, well, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, yeah, there we go. I had a weird optical illusion going there for a second. I was afraid I was going to end up plowing. You might want to hold off and let me get through one more row before you run again, Sharko.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm slower than you.
I know.
I'm wider.
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, you're 2.5 meters wider than I am.
And I'm having to run slow because I'm a lot faster than Sharko.
I'm going 7, by the way, Caveman, if that helps.
I already figured that out.
Okay.
Because I pull this thing at like 10 or 11.
Yeah. Backseat on this cedar is 7.
Sharko and Caveman, quick question for you.
Okay.
Yes.
David would like to know, when you're distributing from one factory to another, when you own both, are you charged a fee?
Yes, you're charged a small transport fee.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought, but I have not done that yet, so I wanted to be sure before I said anything.
You are charged a small transport fee.
I figured Giants doesn't let you get anything for free.
If you are transporting it yourself, you're paying for it.
If you're transporting it yourself, you're still paying for it because you got to pay for fuel.
That's true.
Well, that's fair, but fuel's a lot cheaper than paying some driver to screw up your load. I mean, to transport your load. No, I want to stay ahead of Sharko. Whatever happens, I want to be ahead of him. That's a good looking lineup right there. So we've got 4 hours to plant 3 big fields in grass.
Sharko, you ran out of seed.
Oh,
That's going to be a bit of a problem. Sober's working on his front. What maps are you guys playing, guys? You got several people playing and watching at the same time. What maps are you working on? Filling fertilizer contracts to pay for a new fent. Outstanding, Steve. That's right. Earn that money to pay for a fent. That's what Harv would do. You know it. Gary, time to start getting seeds started here for growing veg in your garden. There you go. So Gary, you just do your own starters over the winter, and then you transplant them in the spring, like real life, right? That's pretty cool. I like that. Sev is setting up a map in a few farms, so we've been working on getting all the fields up and going for the backstory prep trip. Nice, very nice. Ed, real world job updates. It's the same as it was when I started 4 months ago. I'm reading books and answering questions, and occasionally I get to do some real work, like maybe once every 2 weeks. Not a lot to report. I play. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. Paul, 20 hours in farm manager, got an awesome farm and production. Very nice, Paul. Outstanding. Good job, man.
Very nice.
A bunch of Elmcreek. Jonathan's on Elmcreek,
Go on.
but his girlfriend is on No Man's Land.
there you go.
Very cool. Well, good. Your break to fill seed gave me the opportunity to get ahead of you a little bit. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey Matthew, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us again. Nice, Gary. That's awesome. Yeah, if I ever got around to growing a garden again, I would try to do that. Try to start my own seeds. Not that, buying plants in the fall or in the springtime is terribly expensive. It really isn't. But it just seems nice to take it from the very beginning to the harvest. Even on a small scale, we can't be real farmers, but we can at least be doing our our own thing on a much smaller scale. I think you should have remote control scale model tractors that you can run on your, in your garden plot, like you would, a full-size tractor on a field. Okay, that would be kind of funny and ridiculous at the same time, but it would be cool anyway.
It would be really cool.
There are people that do that.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I'll have to look that up. Well, thanks,
Please,
Ed.
in my way.
I'm hanging in there, keeping my fingers crossed. I'm doing good, Matthew. Doing good. So far, so good. We're going to be farming in the dark a little bit, and I apologize, guys. I know it gets hard to see. We don't really have much of a choice. Spruce playing on Hope Baylor on. Yeah, I love that map. I really do like Hope Baylor on. Gary, yeah, since you're having troubles with your computer, you got to resort to doing real farming. Hey, that's a good thing, right? Gives you perspective on your virtual farm.
Okay, Caveman.
Is there a football over there?
A football.
If there's a football over there, I know what to call this, but I can't say it on stream.
No, there's not a football. Sharko just stopped in the middle of the field for no reason.
I had a worker on it. Sorry.
Why did you have a worker on it?
Because to fill the seeds, I have to have a tractor, so I'm sending over my little Landini.
Oh, that's right. Your seed tender is great, but you have to have a tractor hooked up to it or it won't run.
Oh.
You should see a tractor harv hopefully coming by on the road.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Well, if you're going to stop in the middle of the field, you know, you could give me a heads up.
I keep forgetting that when you unstop a worker, it undoes everything. Otherwise, I would have just continued.
Jonathan's starting his home garden, regrowing some onions. That's cool. Yeah, right, Jonathan. Have a little remote-controlled tractors to do your garden plot. That would be kind of cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I will tell you, it does get expensive kind of quick.
Oh, anything RC gets expensive. It's not as bad as it used to be with the advent of drones and whatnot, but yeah, RC can be very, very pricey.
I will also tell you too, if you're gonna go for the gas-powered ones, it gets a lot more expensive a lot quicker.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, that's my little tractor.
Oh, it just drove by. So many cars passed by on that road, I didn't see the tractor rolling back there. Ed, yes, you are in fact seeing rocks. And if you wonder why we're not concerned about these rocks, you need to watch my field preparation video. These are only small rocks, Ed. You've got two different sizes of rocks in FS22. Large 3?
Yeah.
You've got large, medium, and small.
So only the large ones have to be collected, though, right?
I'm pretty sure medium and large.
Medium and large have to be collected.
I've never seen medium stones.
I don't think
it's
you've
a
ever seen
rare
large.
occurrence.
Medium? Is it large? Large is red. Medium.
Anyway, if all you got is small stones, which is all I have in my fields, a roller will take care of them. Oh, okay, Ed. Yeah, so these are not the large stones. These are just small stones. Rollers will kill small stones. Just put them back under the ground. So we're not terribly worried about it, even though we could use the lime production, but I think we've got quite a bit of lime built up at this point. I'm going to get creamed by some driver coming through. No, so far so good. Well, if we start getting too close to midnight, we might have to do a time adjustment. Because we really need to do need to have this grass in before midnight.
Yeah.
So that we can get 2 harvests off of it before winter sets in. All of our eggs are in the silage basket right now, with the exception of the crops that came off recently that we're holding, waiting for good sale prices. Hopefully, once we get some good silage sales going and get money coming in, then we can start building up bigger farms, better equipment, and productions.
That's the plan.
No stones in hydro farming? I'm not entirely sure what you're getting at there, Ed. You kind of run into... So, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. From what I've been able to tell, if you're using a direct drill or any type of shallow cultivator, like a disc harrow or a just a standard cultivator, you have to deal with weeds. If you're using a deeper form of field plowing, plows are subsoilers, you don't get the weeds. You literally know weeds will grow if you plow your field like we're doing right now, but you have to deal with stones one way or another. Since we've only got small stones, it makes sense to me that we just do the plowing and roll the stones back in. Either way, it's an extra pass on the field. That's right, I was here first. Back off, man. Back off. I'm a farmer. Harley, how you doing? Oh, hydroponics. As in, build a whole bunch of greenhouses and just forget the farm equipment. You know, that's actually possible in Farm Sim now. You could just build greenhouses.
Yeah, you could.
Be strictly a greenhouse farmer, and
A lot of them.
As far as the year one pass goes, based off previous experience with prices of stuff that they come out with, you probably would be saving a little bit of money by buying that. If you plan on buying all the stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
that's the only downside. You don't get to pick and choose. You get everything or nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get everything for cheaper than you would if you bought everything, but actually quite a bit cheaper. At least the 19 was quite a bit cheaper.
Right. And, you know, they haven't released any information on what's coming out yet, exactly, like specifics. And they also haven't done any real, like, information on what stuff's going to be priced. But based off of 19 and how other games have done the year one passes and year two passes and stuff, it does tend to be a lot cheaper to get all the content for the game buying the season passes or the yearly passes.
Yeah,
over buying the information or the expansions and stuff separately.
So in 19, if you were going to buy more than 2 expansion packs or DLCs, it was cheaper to go the season pass. But if you only want the one, then it wouldn't make sense.
I'm doing good, Harley. How are you doing? Death Shaper, welcome back, man. Good to have you with us. Yeah, you won't be here till like 2:30 in the morning. Aw, come on, man. Come on. Well, we're getting started way earlier, so I think you're I think you're safe. Jordan. So I was bored today, so I baked some cookies. It's just blobs of cookie dough you put on a cookie sheet. Hey. Yeah. Nothing wrong. I mean, you know, that's... So, did you actually make the cookie dough, or is it like a store-bought cookie dough? That's what I want to know. I haven't made cookies in a long time. There was one year I made like 300 cookies, 7 different kinds of cookies for Christmas. It was ridiculous. I was baking for like 3 days.
Why so many cookies?
There you go. There you go, Sprue. I don't know why on an American farm we would ever have this going, but I know the UK is just fascinated by by the strobes. Yeah, cars love my tractor. Well, Gary, I'm in a minute. I'm going to ask Caveman to fill you all in on the research he's been doing on repairs in FS22 and how incredibly ludicrous they are. It's the biggest bone that I have to pick with the game, and I love the game. I think Giants did a great job, but there are some major, catastrophic, horrible additions that they need to fix, and I believe they're at least aware to some degree of this one.
Harvest to counteract all the crashes that happen.
Right. Corn? You can't say corn? Oh, or is it cookie? Cookie's the only C word I've been saying. Any word starting with the letter C. That sounds a little bit like, let's see, how do I phrase this politically correctly? That sounds like, caca. There's a C word.
Can? So you can't say the word can anymore?
Can, could, can't.
Could. I don't know if you said that.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Cactus.
Cake, there's a good one. Oh, I see. Well, you know, we get enough of that every single day. We're not going to get it at Harvest World 2. So let's not even go down that path. Forget about the evilness in the world right now and just relax and enjoy some Harvest World farming. This is our escape, right?
These telephone poles are annoying.
Death Shaper, you can. It depends on what you're doing. If you sell silage to the animal dealer, you're just making cash. If you sell it to a biogas plant, it's still the same, but I believe you can, if you've got the right biogas plant, you can create, is it methane?
You can create methane, you can create electricity, I believe, too. If you have the electric one too.
Right. So there are multiple options. Most of the time we just sell to the animal dealer because they buy in bulk.
Oh, and you get slurry, I believe, now too.
Graham, please post your question again. I think it got missed, and I apologize.
Okay, there's a tree there. There's gonna be a section of your field I can't get 'cause of the trees.
Can you get it at a different angle?
Maybe.
Oh, see, there's a C word that Sharko didn't even think of. Canada.
How did I not think of Canada?
Hammeries. How are you doing, man?
They got it.
How is Hammeries today? I don't know who Harvey's is, but
Chickens,
especially
cows.
not spelled with an IE. I know. Autocorrect for the loss. We blame autocorrect for everything. I couldn't possibly spell that poorly. It was autocorrect. There you go. Canada is now officially spelled with a K.
That's more pronounced. It's with a K.
Good to hear it, man. Good to hear it. Oh, okay. I got you, Jordan. Hey, and you know, those store-bought cookie doughs are just fine. Nice one, I play. Communities could cancel Canadian candles. Outstanding. Brilliant. Oh, Harveys are the Harv's World members. Maybe.
Is it all small rocks in this field?
So far.
Yeah. Just want to make sure before I start planting.
Oh my gosh, that car actually stopped and gave me room to work? What is going on in the world? Field 74 has the shrooms that won't be removed with the plow. What? What shrooms is that?
Well, field 74 is the field you're going into right now.
How can you use the Venta 4030 seeder without the HR 4040 power harrow? I don't know, but we could look into it.
See, Joe can do it.
Ed, why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh, you have to have the I believe that one. I think you need to have for the 40. Let's see.
There you go, Ed. Now, we have had one response to, well, letting everybody know, and again, I'll throw this out there one more time. Ed Ryder, Paw562, Pyro Jeff, Gary Robertson, and Bradley Powell. We know Gary's computer's down for the moment, so we're waiting to hear from him. We have heard from Bradley Powell. He intends to join us on the 16th, which is a week from today. So our first raffle winner will be joining us on stream a week from today. And then anybody else, please contact Sharko Caveman or myself in the Discord and let us know when you're available to claim your raffle prize. Yeah, absolutely, Sprue. I found a bunch of collectibles. It's the only reason I've got money. Okay. Some of the, well, early on anyway, that money's long gone, but yeah, the collectibles are still in multiplayer. And anybody can find them. They're open games, so.
Oh, I see.
The chicken was stapled to the punk rocker. That leads to the question, why did the punk rocker cross the road? Oh, Field 74 has what looks like tiny mushrooms, and they don't get plowed under. Interesting.
Do they?
I moved the seed tender down to the end of the field,
Okay. Thank
so
you.
it's closer.
Oh, great idea.
Also, if it's the one I think for the cedar, like you need the power harrow, you need to have the seed tender on the front. The what's it called?
Yeah, the
Noon TF 1512. That's what you need on the front of your tractor for it to be able to actually be used.
As a seeder.
Yeah,
That makes a
it
lot
doesn't
of
have its own.
sense.
Doesn't have its own holdage.
The chicken crossed the road to prove to the possum that it could be done. I play, you were on it today. Absolutely on it. That is, I mean, if you grew up in the
That's a good one.
Midwest or the East, one sight that you continually and perpetually see along the roadways are dead possums because they get squished.
And around me, you see a lot of possums that try to cross the road and get hit.
You know, they're not just acting.
Oh no,
They're-
you'll actually see it happen around here
Oh gosh.
quite frequently.
Tried to find the collectible at the observatory, but no luck. Pretty sure I found one up there. I think I've been all over the map looking for collectibles.
The observer.
That's the one that's isn't that the one that overlooks the corn maze?
No, I think the observatory is on Hope Baylor.
Oh, on Hope Baylor on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be near one of the. I remember it's near brick up there. That's all I remember. The brick wall of some sort.
I've only found one on Hope Baylor on, but that's my. I'm doing a series on that, so I don't look for them nearly as much. And then the one I did find paid so much money, I had to find a way to explain it in the story. Tried to connect it to your tractor and said machine incomplete.
Well, you need to have both parts for it to actually work.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was thinking. I don't think we're going to get this done before midnight without a little bit of time help.
Well, I have to go in half an hour, so I mean, you know, I can get your field done. I don't know if I'll get Caveman's done.
And the big castle on top of the wall. Okay. In a side room. How did the sloth cross the road? Believe it or not, I saw this video recently. It was pretty cool. These people actually got out and stopped traffic so the sloth could cross the road. No exaggeration, that's a real life thing.
That would have taken forever.
Oh, we know, David. I know we can adjust time. We just try not to. We try to keep it a constant time. But when we have to, we will. We'll be done before midnight, even if it means slowing things down.
My tractor has quite a bit of bright lights on it.
Yeah, your tractor does have quite a bit of bright lights.
I mean, there's a section where it has no lights, but what lights it does have goes quite far.
Oh yeah.
It actually looks more like a harvester with the light set up.
I do remember that, Jordan. I do remember you talking about your friend's wedding and the pictures that you posted. And that they are expecting. Everything's still cool, you know, they like having you around even though they're newlyweds and all of that. I mean, they're still in their first year, they're considered newlyweds.
They had the things behind the Oh, there's a bunch of tiny mushrooms. Well, at least on hit the images.
It's weird, I can't see your lights on, Sharko.
Yeah, it's at the view range. You'll see them on eventually.
And congratulations to your friends, Jordan.
No, you should see my lights now.
I see them. Well, they certainly didn't waste any time. Let's get married and have a kid right now. Seriously, though, good for them, man. Something I never got around to.
I say, my parents did a wedding for this one person. That within 3 years, they're married to 3 different people.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's trying to be a Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman. Very cool, man.
Oh wow. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm sure getting married. And, well, obviously he's been busy, quote unquote, since they're expecting a baby. Yeah, good for them, man. I hope he gets what he wants. That's a big goal, getting into the Royal Canadian
It
Mounted
is.
Police.
Yeah, that is definitely a big thing. Yeah.
I'm not missing anything. Alright, I'm gonna go cross-eyed if I keep those flashers on anymore. Those beacons on anymore. Hey, welcome back, Chris.
So did you want me to talk about what kind of testing and stuff I've been doing, or do you want me to wait on that?
It's up to you. If you're ready to share some information, be my guest. If not, we can put it on hold for a while.
Okay, well I got some stuff that I'm ready to share. I'm
All right,
pretty
go
confident in my findings.
go for it. So, Caveman has been doing hours and hours of testing, trying to figure out why we get billed so much for repairs and why in less than a year you can wear off all of the paint on your tractor, and the fees are outrageous and ridiculous. So, take it away, Caveman.
Okay, I'm gonna start by saying I've been testing and stuff for about 30 hours. And the first thing that I'd like to say is that the tractor's usage in hours is related to real life hour usage. And that anything else involving the tractor is related to game time hours. So when you speed up the game, that speeds up the hours and stuff that's calculated behind the scenes to calculate damage and wear and age of the tractor. So if you play at 5 times speed versus playing at half-time speed, at 5 times speed, the tractor is going to wear out faster. It's going to burn more fuel, and the paint's going to wear off faster. There's also a few things in there that kind of point toward some of their calculations being off. And they're pretty far off. Basically, the tractor gets worn out roughly little bit more than 20 times faster than it should, playing the game at real-time speed. Then you can multiply that by whatever speed you're playing the game at. Accelerates it. So it does wear out faster. But I've been working around with a script I found for PC that's supposed to help improve that, and trying to find basically like a median point so that you'd only have to repair the tractor once a year in the winter, preferably, and reduce the cost by quite a bit. They just took this money sink into repairing tractors way too far.
Now, didn't you also tell me that if your tractor's sitting there doing nothing, it's still taking damage?
Yes, if your tractor is sitting there doing nothing, it is still taking damage.
And the paint is still wearing off and all of that.
Yes. And once your paint wears off, it does actually double the rate at which it takes damage.
Right.
And also, too, I have figured out that a vehicle that is washed, the paint wears out faster than a vehicle that is not washed.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But if it's dirty, it does take increased damage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, what we're doing to counter this right now, we'll be upfront and honest with you guys. We're cheating money in to pay for paint and repairs. Because all of this is incredibly broken and remarkably stupid. Do what you will. It's your game. Play it your way. We are earning our money honestly, but we're not going to pay most of the money we earn just to keep this equipment running.
We'd get nowhere.
We would get nowhere. And I said before, you know, I had a Fendt Black Beauty that I'm playing on my personal playthrough, and they wanted me to pay almost $72,000 to repaint that tractor. I'm not doing it. It's a broken game mechanic. End of discussion. It's reminiscent to me in the same thing where you had to earn $750,000 to become a biogas executive owner so that you could sell silage to a biogas plant in FS19. I wouldn't do that either. I'd cheat in money and buy the biogas plant. Everything else is done honestly. But when something's broken, or at least in my opinion broken, I have no problem taking care of that through alternative means.
And there is one thing I would like to add. I think it would make it seem better if they took the tractor's hours and tied it to game hours instead of real life hours. Because then you would actually be getting a more accurate measurement of how many hours that tractor has worked in the game.
Yeah.
They need to tie everything to the same metric, and I think that's where their biggest screw up in all this is. And it would make it seem better, even if it wasn't. But the damage, the way stuff damages and the rate and all that stuff does need to be addressed.
Without a doubt.
But like I said, taking and tying it to game time instead of like the hours tied to game time instead of real time would help fix the metric.
But even that doesn't make sense because, I mean, even though we're playing on 5 times speed, and I was going to turn time down the minute we got to 2300, so we've got 51 minutes at real time. I went to 1, not 0.5, to finish this. That should be plenty of time. But tying it to game time or game speed instead, you can't get any more work done at 5 times speed than you can at 10 times speed. So that doesn't work either, because it's not like my tractor is working 5 times as fast.
That's true, but what I'm getting at is that the metrics would be using the same thing.
Right, okay.
And so if you run through 24-hour day in the game at 5 times speed, you're not going to put 24 hours on that tractor if that tractor is working the entire game day. If it did, it would make it seem better in the way that the mechanics, or in the way that the damage repair and all that stuff is calculated.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not fix, but it does make it seem better. And it would also mean that actually they have one less metric to deal with in the game, which, you know, I mean, come on. You can work a tractor in the game right now. You can work a tractor for an entire month and have it working the entire time and not put 40 hours on it.
Well,
there's a problem with that.
That's fair, but at the same time, you're not getting 40 hours of work out of it either. Based on game time.
That's also fair. But I'm trying to simplify it I'm trying to find a simplified way to make the stuff work better.
Yeah, which is exactly what Giants was trying to do, and they failed miserably. And Eric says, good thing they don't work for NASA. Which is funny, since NASA was developed by a German engineer that we captured from World War II.
That is true.
Yeah, Kevin. It is out of control. So, and yeah, we could pay for all this if we had the 18 million. I'm pretty sure that 18 million is lost to the ether at this point. There's no going back. Christopher C. Christopher C. Good afternoon. Thanks for dropping in, man. And you are more than welcome. I'm glad you're getting good information out of the tutorials, and it's helped your brother get into the game while he's trapped in quarantine. Absolutely, man.
I was going to say, it's almost as if buying a tractor, selling it, and buying a new one is cheaper than repairing it and repainting it.
That's almost true.
And that is the sad part.
Sharko bought a watch for 18 million. That's not out of the question.
That watch better made of like antimatter or something.
It's made out of solid platinum with diamonds, and
that probably would be cost that much.
Well, you know that most of what you pay for jewelry, even watches, is not for the materials made. It's for the artwork of making it. Yeah. Hooked on Quack. Good to have you with us, man. Hey, better late than never, right? Good to have you with us. Kyle, good to see you, man. How's it going? My tractor's halfway on paint, and I haven't seen how to fix it yet. Does it have to get all the way to... No, you just have to... You can only get paint done at the actual shop on your map. You can't do it at a shop on your farm.
Yeah, that's something I think they need to address, too. Because realistically, you can paint stuff at home.
Yep.
I mean, my uncle is never paid to have his trailers painted. He paints them himself.
My uncle restores old tractors, and he has a paint booth built into just a normal car garage. Now, he does have his own shop, but it's not by any means a shop that is what you would think of if you went to like a dealership. You know, it's not a full, it's a home shop, but he makes good money. But at this point, he does old tractors. He restores old tractors, and when he puts paint on them, it's down dirty and sloppy, and that's what people want. Like, just get a good solid coat of paint on that thing, because it's going to be working in a field, or it's going to be doing hard work. You know, there's no sense in putting high gloss metallic red and all of that on there.
Aircraft grade paint or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're not for show, they're for work.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You slap a coat of paint on there to keep stuff from rusting away.
There you go, Steve. Hey, there's a great mod for you, Caveman.
What?
A paint booth mod.
I had thought about that, actually.
Shop with paint booth.
Iconic Upgrades is working on a paint booth. I do know that.
Cool.
I don't know if he's working on it to be functional or not, but I do know he's working on a paint booth.
And tomorrow we should start seeing the flood of mods coming back out of Mod Hub again. Giants returns to work tomorrow after a 3-week hiatus. Makes all kind of sense, right? Release a brand new game and then take 3 weeks off.
That's how professionals do it.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, maybe in Europe, not in the States. You don't.
Eight you get. I mean, you'd be lucky if you got a week.
Oh, nice sober. Very cool, man. Your uncle's name wouldn't happen to be Jerry, would it? Wouldn't it be weird if, like, one of my relatives came in that, because I don't have a lot of contact with my extended family.
That would be interesting.
That would be.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, last word we had was there were 1,600 mods waiting on Mod Hub, and at this point, as fast as that number's been going up, it's got to be over 2,000. Of course, keep in mind that 500 of those are 3-meter plows, and another 500 are 3-meter cultivators. But still, that's a lot of mods.
I don't understand the use of so many
I don't
3 meter
either.
stuff.
If they made them small enough or low enough horsepower to be used with like that Zeter, that 25 horsepower Zeter, I could understand it.
Yeah. It's
But
always
if
been
they're
that way,
not,
though.
and they probably won't be. They'll probably be like 100, 200 horsepower required stuff. What's the point?
And to answer your question, Kyle, there is a major problem, and I prefaced it by saying I love the game. Don't get me wrong, but the repair functionality is extremely broken right now, and our workaround, as it stands, is simply to pay for paint jobs and reimburse ourselves for the money. I guess I should say we are paying for repairs, but we're not paying the ridiculous prices for the paint jobs. So, do what you will, when you will, and how you will. That's how we're going to do it, though. I am headed for your field, Caveman, as fast as I can get there and start plowing.
Okay. Do you mind connecting the two fields?
No, I will try not to rip out any of the grass that's already been planted.
Oh, if you get a little bit of it, it's not the end of the world.
Okay. I will make it so, Captain Picard. And yeah, I'm going to cut across fields and the whole 9 yards to expedite this process. Oh, it's worth playing, Jordan. I like it. It's just different enough from FS19 that it kind of reinvigorated the game for me to some degree.
And let me know what kind of rocks we're getting on my field, please. I got a feeling it's probably going to be large rocks.
Well, the field that I'm passing right now that's on the same scope as your field does have large rocks in it. I hear you. I hear you, Kyle. I understand that completely. Alright, let's see if I can do this without mucking things up too badly. Looks right on line to me. Create fields. By Jove, I think I've got it.
Looks like it's gonna have large rocks in spots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I'm getting the rock picker.
That's fair. That's fair, Sprue. Graham, how long does it take grass to grow? Grass will grow in 2 months and be ready to harvest. I recommend waiting till the 3rd month. You'll get a better harvest. But it only grows from March through November, so maximizing your total yield over the course of harvest season depends on how soon you harvest and how many harvests you want to try to get off of it. So, all of those things to keep in mind. Sometimes we harvest when it's first ready to harvest. Sometimes we'll give it an extra day. The extra day does improve the yield by quite a bit. And yeah, there are definitely large rocks on this field, Caveman.
I figured as much. Seems like every time I plow a field, it's large rocks.
The field is large rocks. Apparently, the part that was just plowed in the grass is small rocks.
Cornish Sean, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. ASMR? What AMSR are we talking about? Not to pat myself on the back too much, but I nailed the crap out of merging your fields, Caveman.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate you nailing it on point.
On point, that's right. Harv on point. For a change. You know why? Because Sharko wasn't here to bump me off course. Somebody is getting some seriously heavy breathing on their mic today. I don't think it's me because I can't hear myself.
Can open Discord and see.
Let me. Somebody mentioned this earlier. Can you guys hear Caveman and Sharko reasonably well? Or are they still pretty low? Somebody was saying that they felt like they were soft, so I can adjust that a little bit. Nobody's ever
soft-spoken.
Nobody's ever mentioned that before, though, or at least not for a long time. So
I will have to go after this field.
All right.
Can you at least take your tractor up or send
Yes,
your tractors over there?
I will.
yeah.
If I
you-
leave, does it stop their job?
I don't know.
I don't know. You can
Just-
just stay in the game. We'll kick you if we need to.
Right.
Well, it's sleeping, so
Oh.
I'll have to leave anyways. I'll tell my other one to drive up there as I drive the other one up there.
That works.
I can do that.
Let's see. Cornishon can hear you okay. Spruce says they're kind of low on the audio. Graham can hear them loud and clear. Jonathan says for the most part, yeah. Sometimes Sharko is low. Well, that's because Caveman and I have big mouths and Sharko is soft-spoken. Well, I have a big mouth. Caveman just talks loud.
I am softer when I speak, so that could be it, or it could be it.
Yeah, Sharko might be using scuba gear. He's got one of those face masks that you talk through because he's trying to swim out of the river. Maybe. Although, actually, on Elm Creek, there isn't any water deep enough to sink a tractor in.
There is not. I've tried. I mean, I haven't tried.
Man, your field is awful with rocks, Caveman. Just awful with them. We might have to start cultivating instead of plowing this and running the weeder over it. The cultivator shouldn't bring up the big rocks.
Well, it's supposed to.
I can tell you this much: the subsoiler does.
Yeah, but
I've not tried
that's fair.
cultivating those fields.
All right, everybody
Subsoiler's a
sounds,
plow, though.
for the most part, everybody thinks it sounds okay. All right.
I can always boost my mic up too. Can always do that.
Shark's mouth is full of dollar bills from that 18 million.
That brings up images I didn't want in my head. Well, as I understand it, Yukon is out for 22 now. At least the first version of it is.
Mm-hmm.
We could actually go back to the Yukon.
Uh-oh.
I don't think we'll be doing that, but we could.
What's uh-oh, Sharko? What did you break?
I break anything. Hard to say going back to the Yukon.
Oh, Sharko's going, no, they can't go back there and find out what I did.
It's just gonna be a massive casino now on the property.
Yeah, the whole property.
And I put my money, I bet all my money in my own casino and lost it all.
Up on the mountain on that lake where we had our sawmill, there's just a casino now. An Inuit casino. Aren't there an Inuit living in the Northwest Territory? The Yukon?
There's natives. I don't know though what they are.
I better turn this down to half speed because now we've got rock collecting to do. I didn't count on rock collecting.
I want to wait for my tractor to get here before I get off.
Well, what do you have to do that's so important?
Pick up my sister.
You have to
She
tell
can
your
walk.
sister that she needs to find a different time because she's interrupting with your streaming schedule.
Yep, tractor's here.
I've got commitments at 2 o'clock every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I know they depend on you, Sharko. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll see everyone Wednesday. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Take care, Sharko.
You too.
Eric pulled a Sharko full 90,000 liters of corn in a semi rounding the curve. And the
Ouch.
brakes didn't work fast enough. Ouch. 90,000 liters of corn. There's no way I would reset that trailer.
I wouldn't either. I'd find a way to get it out.
Now, where there's a will, there's a super strength.
And if you're on console, all you need is a big enough vehicle to hit it with. It'll move.
Well, I guess that depends on how deep it is in the water. If you can get a vehicle in there to move it. That's why they need winches.
And it is possible for them to do it.
Well, yeah, modders proved that in 19. Some of them were a little sketchy. There you go, Eric. Superman power for the win.
They might be a little sketchy, but still. If it works, it works.
So if you wash your tractor, you damage the paint. If you don't wash your tractor, you damage the vehicle faster.
Yep.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Well, I mean, technically, if you use a high pressure washer with steam, you can steam the paint right off of a vehicle. But it's not easy.
Brennan Carpenter watched all 10 parts of the FS19 walkthrough. Outstanding, Brennan. Thank you so much for dropping in and letting me know. Glad you found them helpful, man. So many people right here in this chat have done the same as you, got their start in FS19 the exact same way. If you ever have questions, feel free to let us know. Best place is to drop into the Harv's World Discord. There is a link in the video description today. And many people there will get you sorted. So, yeah, feel free, man, and welcome aboard. Good to have you with us. Thank you. So, Caveman's been doing a lot of testing, Kyle. A lot. Like 30 hours of testing on vehicle damage. And one of the things that he discovered is if you power wash your tractor, which is the only way to wash a tractor in FS, it does paint damage. So you lose paint. But if you don't wash your tractor and run it dirty, you do vehicle damage to the tractor. So it's virtually a no-win situation. That's what we were talking about earlier, where vehicle damage in game is ridiculously broken right now. And when I say ridiculously, I mean outrageously, stupidly, pathetically broken. So, and what we're doing to compensate for that is we're just giving ourselves money back for paint jobs. Because the paint is the biggest expense, and it's outrageous. And how quickly everything gets damaged is just outrageous. I mean, you're literally losing a full paint job in like 6 months. And that's tens of thousands of dollars. So that's what we're doing, man. All right, iPlay, take care. Thanks for dropping in, man. Or my dear. Or whatever. It's good to see you again. Oh, exactly, Jonathan. You know, a little bit of farm dust can just shear a fender right off. Graham, I have not done any walkthrough tutorials for FS9 or FS22 yet, and when I do, I will probably start with Hope Baylor on, because honestly, I think that's a far better map to start with as a new player in FS22. Hope Baylor on is superior to Elmcreek, as much as everybody loves Elmcreek. The starting farm on that makes Elmcreek starting farm look like a big pile of trash. No sarcasm.
You've got almost double the land right off the bat.
You do. And almost every field on Hope Baileron is independent. There is no big group of 4 fields where you've got to spend $500,000. You can buy each field individually. I think the starting equipment is actually pretty much the same, though.
I think it is too.
Exactly, Kyle. That's what we're talking about. I mean, vehicle maintenance right now is just completely broken. You can, especially, I mean, we're running relatively cheap equipment right now. When we start getting into big stuff, you know, we're going to be spending as much as we make just to keep stuff running. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
Well, that's not exactly a walkthrough, Jonathan. That's a tutorial. The walkthroughs are tutorials too, but there is a minor distinction there. So, you know how they have that that was easy button? Isn't that Staples? That was easy. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I remember. I don't remember where it was from.
Well, it started with a commercial, but they actually make buttons that you can sit on your desk and push the button, and it says that was easy. We need
That's what I remember is the actual button. I don't remember where it came from though.
Haven't seen any instant wash in 22 yet, Eric. None whatsoever. We need a blame Sharko button like that. Whoa, lag spiky.
Yes, we do.
Must have been a server save.
Yeah, it's about the right time for one. Yes, we do need a blame Sharko button.
I mean, I could make one, but it would only be for me. I, have it on my, have a hotkey for it where I say, all right, blame Sharko. Blame Sharko.
Yeah, you need to do that, and you need to do one for a crash counter.
That's true. Would it be a all-inclusive crash counter? As in everybody? We all get in there if we crash?
Anytime anybody crashes, you just hit the things like it just says crash counter. Anybody.
The only easy day is yesterday, and that's because yesterday is already over. There's some truth to that. I'm actually sitting here mulling that over. Like, that makes some sense. Yeah, yeah. I guess I should have left GPS on. I've got 6 meters to do a 1 meter wide row, and I was still missing it. That's brilliant hard. Oh, nice. Nice, Sober. That's cool. This crash counter brought to you by the Sharko Rexit Insurance Company.
Here you go.
Oh, I didn't expect all this equipment to be sitting over here. Alrighty. Now I can tell you one thing. I am not driving Sharko's tractor.
Can't say I blame you one bit.
Sharko loves this little tractor. Caveman and I both are not fans. I almost said we hate it, but that might be extreme.
I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it either.
Yep, same here. It'll do in a pinch. In fact, I run the same tractor and Hope Baylor on. Now the real question is, did he fill this thing up? No, of course he didn't. Do I have to unfold this to fill it, or will it fill while it's folded?
You have to unfold it to get it to fit in the trigger.
I knew you were going to say that.
The trigger on that seeder is in a really weird spot, and it's like over the step in the middle and not over the the actual hopper.
Yeah, and I'm missing it. There it is. Okay. Well, that bridge has rails on it, so I'm not even going to try that one. I don't think this bridge down here had rails on it, so maybe I can safely get across it without having to fold everything back up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, and I was going to try to run across this field and just realized how stupid that would be since you're doing rocks.
Fortunately, tons of rocks. Well, I'm definitely going to get a decent amount of lime from doing this.
Yeah, how many times have you filled up?
I filled up once already. And I'm over half full again.
Gobar Ganesh, welcome to the stream. How do you read live chat? You might have to hit a button to bring or to open the live chat portion of the stream. And yeah, Gobar, you can definitely always do super chat. There should be a button for that also. Yeah, we're getting up to 30 now. Nice. 25 minutes to midnight, and the stones are. We got time. Remember, that's 50 minutes. We've got 50 minutes left. Lily Ferry, welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. That's actually a reasonable option, Jonathan. Just running a pickup with the big bags in the bed. That'd make for a respectable seed tender. Caveman likes it the other way, though, and that's cool.
I figured that would be easier because it could hold a lot more.
Oh, and my apologies, Gobar. I am actually usually very good at keeping up with chat, but sometimes I've got to play the game for a few minutes, but I always get back. What would you guys say? Between 3 and 5 minutes is probably the most I've ever looked away from chat.
Yeah, that's about right. Except on some of our really long streams.
Well, that's true when I literally have to step away from my computer.
Yes.
Or the
number 2.
Or the impromptu. The impromptus are a little more casual. Holy crap. So you've already pumped out 4,000 liters of stone off this field. I'm almost certain that giants increase the amount of stone that you actually take off the field.
They probably did.
Because I think when we first started, we weren't getting nearly that much stone. Atomic, good to have you with us. Good to see you, man. Anybody got any big plans for this week? Just work for Harv. That's it. That's all. Just going to work. What about you, Caveman? Anything fun and exciting going on in your world this week?
No, not really.
It's that kind of that post-holiday calm down, if you want to call it that. I'll get your booster shot. Kudos to you. Yeah, I think that's about right, Jonathan. I really, really, really did not expect this to take as long as it is. I'm like, we're just planting grass in 3 fields. This won't take long with 3 of us doing it. Oh, absolutely, Sprue. That's the only problem with needing lime on your fields is how much bloody lime a field takes.
Because, you know, every field has to take all the lime. Just all of it. Every time.
All of it. I guess I'm going to be doing dual duty here. So once I get to the end of this row, I'll drop this seeder. Actually, I'll go fill it back up with seed and then grab a roller.
Sorry it's taking so long.
Sawyer Wells, also known as Banjo Boy. How you doing? Good to have you with us.
Banjo Boy.
Every time, Eric. And if you get into precision farming, it's 4 times as bad. HM Jonesy. A, nice to have you with us. B, I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Isolating until Thursday because you were diagnosed with the C word. I hope you're doing okay, man. I hope you grab it by the throat and kick it where it needs to be kicked. We might actually get to next month. Oh, yeah, good. The roller's right there.
If we do's, we do's. If we don'ts, we don'ts.
Yeah, we're doing a whole stream in the dark.
Well, I know somebody said once upon a time they wanted to see you do a stream at night.
Did they? Well, they apparently got their wish. I can't find the sweet spot on this. There it is. There it is. Now, this is something that I noticed the other day. I had a helper helping me, right? And he's working on a field right next to a road where he had to go out into the road to turn around. Every time he would approach the road, this is no exaggeration, mind you, any car that was coming would stop like 50 feet back and give him plenty of room to work. But they don't do that for players. Not even close. Harv? There we go.
Guessing that has something to do with the new smarter AI.
I guess they're, communicating with each other.
That would make sense. Oh, would you look at that?
Uh,
Another full load.
wow. David, precision farming hasn't been added to FS22 just yet. My understanding is that it is coming, and that when they put it in 19, it was sort of a preview or gearing up for FS22 to utilize it, but it's not in 22 just yet. Kind of like a lot of the mods Giants released early on. Stuff from base game 19 that they didn't have time to get into 22 before it released. So, like this tractor that I'm running right now, the K7200. Exactly, Jonathan. The hive mind, that's a good one. That sounds about right. Did I not? No, I guess I didn't. Okay. Oh, that's absolutely true, Eric. Course play, you don't always know what your guys are gonna do. They have started releasing a version of course play for 22, but they also put some big disclaimers on it that say unless you want your game to break and lose your save game and all of that stuff, don't try this at home, kids. So I'm not getting into that. There's also auto drive for 22 already also. And again, it's all still very much in testing. It's in beta.
It's in alpha stages.
Or alpha, that's what I mean. Does auto drive courses work and play well with auto drive? Auto drive, if you're talking about course play, Gary, auto drive and course play actually do work reasonably well together. The big difference with auto drive is you've got to manually set up everything yourself. So you have to build the course, unless somebody's pre-built courses for a specific map. And there are a lot of pre-built auto drive courses out there.
Yes. That's the other thing I like too. It's easy to share auto drive courses.
Yes.
It's a nightmare to share course play courses.
And that's a good positive way to look at it, Jonesy. You can play and not have to go back to work for 10 days. As long as you're feeling up to it. Sounds like
Yeah.
you're doing okay though, so that's good to hear, man. And I agree with you, Jonathan. I do like what Giants has done with the helpers in the base game 22 now, where you do have more options of places to send them and the like.
Yeah, they are more useful than they were in 19.
Well, the nice thing is, I mean, you don't have to run them out to a field. You can literally say, go to this field and start working with the implement you've got attached, and that's what they do.
Exactly.
I like that a lot. Oh, I see, Eric. What's been your experience with traffic on a map, Caveman, and auto drive? I tend to turn traffic off if I'm using auto drive.
In 19, yes. Always turn traffic off.
Yep.
In 22, I have not played with auto drive for 22, but the base game helper thing seems to work fine with traffic, as long as you're not trying to get them to pull doubles or triples of trailers. They tend to break if you try to get them to pull a double or a triple trailer with traffic turned on.
Okay, I think I caught up the rolling to where I was seated to, so I'm going to go grab the seeder again. Well, the weeder that also happens to seed.
Same difference.
The cedar weeder. The weeder cedar.
Getting ready to take load number 4 of rock.
Oh my gosh. Did you buy that thing this time, or is it still leased?
It's still leased. I didn't have enough money to buy it. If I had the money to buy it, I would have bought it. As soon as I have the money to buy it, I'm probably going to buy it.
I figured as much use as you've been getting out of it.
Yeah. I do need to come up with a lot of money to do what I want to do, though.
Well, we all need to come up with a lot of money to do what we want to do. Desperately. Although Sharko swears he's sitting on $500,000.
If he's sitting on $500,000, good for him.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I'm stockpiling silage bales now, too, so...
Did you sell a bunch off, or was it just the straw you sold off?
That was just straw. Just straw.
Because I've got 48 bales of straw sitting over there.
And straw sells pretty good.
And a whole bunch of silage bales. What is straw selling for right now? Crap. Silage isn't great either. I got 77,000 liters of wheat too. It's not great either. Wrong time of year. Midsummer is not the time to sell anything. Yep, Sharko's sitting on 18 million. I think the whole 18 million Sharko joke has jumped the shark at this point. No pun intended. It would be nice if the cedar weeder was just a little bit quicker.
It would be.
I didn't realize how slow it is, but that's okay. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than cedar is.
That is true.
Jordan, yeah, Sharko, his venture into olives was a bust. In fact, he wasn't able to be on the stream when they had to be harvested, and so Caveman did it for him, and he didn't even get enough olives off of the little bit of olives that he planted to make 1 pallet of olive oil. So he couldn't even sell the olive oil from the olives that he harvested. So he threw in the towel on the olives, at least for the time being. He might go back to that.
Yeah, when he's got $500,000 to $1 million to spend on it.
Mm-hmm. I could not believe during the whole Steam winter sale, Giants did not reduce the price for any farm sim product. Everything was full price over Christmas time. I was just amazed by that. Steve, so a planter and a seeder, unless you've got a direct drill seeder, both are going to have your ground cultivated before you can plant. But anything that will plant more types of seed, in my opinion, is generally better. Which is why I love the the mod edit that Caveman did to the Kinsey planters. We actually don't have them installed on this playthrough, but Caveman did an edit on the Kinsey planters from the base game that allows them to plant all crops except sugarcane.
It doesn't allow them to plant anything that requires a special planter. It allows them to plant anything that could be planted with a planter or a seeder.
But
So-
sugarcane's the only sugarcane's the only one, right?
Sugarcane, potatoes, and poplar.
Now, a potato planter will accept standard seed.
Yes, it will, but it will. A standard seeder will not plant them. It is not in their plant thing. And when you try to get them to plant the sugarcane, the poplar, and the potatoes, it bugs out.
Okay.
And with 2 days of working on trying to get it to work without it bugging out and not being successful, I deemed it a lost cause. At least for now.
It really depends on what you're looking for. Personally, while the direct drill that cultivates seeds and fertilizes all at one go is nice, I really don't have a problem, especially as far as fertilizer and cultivating goes. I don't have a problem doing multiple passes. But that's just me. In fact, I couldn't tell you the last time I think the last time I used a direct drill was in the Yukon. We didn't use direct drills on PV Uncharted, did we? Nope.
Yes.
Did we?
Yes, we did. The bigger planters that we used were direct drills.
Oh, darned.
We just
Okay.
never used them as a direct drill in the playthrough because they wouldn't really realistically be a direct drill. I know there's a roller sitting out here in the middle of this field somewhere.
It's sitting right at the end of the last row I completed.
So
Or it should be. I don't think I'm going to have quite enough seed to finish this field. It's going to be close. Nah, it's not even going to be close.
hey. Rolling is underway.
Excellent.
And I already returned the rock picker.
Even better. Did you ever figure out what the total was that you got off this?
5.5 loads of rock.
11,000 liters of rock. I told you there was a lot of bloody rock in your field.
Mm-hmm. You sure did.
I agree, Eric. Why do beets and potatoes? Anybody know the skinny on this? Why do beets and potatoes take different equipment? They're very, very similar harvestables. Nope, didn't get there. Keep an eye out, Caveman. I gotta go back and refill with seed one more time.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out.
I don't think you're gonna get quite that far, so we're good. We should be okay.
No, I did not try out the Great Plains on 22. I did, however, use it a lot on 19.
Was the big base game Great Plains? That was just a planter, right? But there was a modded one, like the one from base game was like 18 meters. But there was a modded one that was about 12 meters that was multi-fruit.
I've always had the base game one show up as multi-fruit.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But the little one that I would use, I kind of stopped using it because it didn't have enough flex. So if you had any kind of bump in your field, it would just start missing like crazy. I'll have to go back and look. It's been a long time. Oh,
And that edit of the Kinsey planters that I did was submitted to Giants for testing.
that's right. You're right, David. We used the direct drill for grass when the direct drill for grass was broken, and we went through 1,600 liters of seed in one pass, 1.5 passes on the field. Literally 1,600 liters. Those have been fixed now, by the way. That was ugly. Well, Eric, I mean, there is the CAS64 mod pack out there that the machine does all root crops. You just have to buy a different head for it, which actually makes a lot of sense. And it's a fantastic pack. You remember what that was called, Caveman?
Ropa Panther 2 pack by CAS64.
That's right. Ropa Panther 2 by CAS64.
I'm pretty sure somewhere, if you're on the Discord under mods and maps, there is a link to it.
I am 210% sure that's absolutely true.
Speaking of that, that reminds me, I need to create a separate channel for 19 mods and 22 mods. That way, hopefully, we can get them sorted out.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let me know when your rolling is done, and we will bring the sun out to play.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you're gonna like the Ropa Panther, Eric. It's quick, and you have size options on it, so it will hold more. You can get it to you can keep it at a realistic level, but you can also get it pretty unrealistic if you really want to.
You can get it to a point to where it'll hold more than a trailer will.
Yep.
Unless you have heavily modded trailers. Like, there's not a modded trailer on Mod Hub big enough to hold a full load when that thing is maxed out.
And it's fast. Really fast.
What was it, 24 miles an hour?
18.
18. I knew it was fast.
Oh, it's fast. Yep. Well, we're almost done. We're not quite done. We're almost done. There it goes. And you put the seed tender in your barn, right?
Yes. I put it in the barn. Don't want the seed getting wet.
Oh no, you don't want the seed getting wet. Sherka's old golf cart tractor. That's what I'm going to call this thing. It's a golf cart is really what it is. This was the tractor he bought to do his olives with. And it's a glorified golf cart.
I generally back it in so it's easy to pull out, but do it however you want.
Great minds. It's not perfectly straight in there, but it'll do.
As long as the seed don't get wet, it'll work.
Yes, the Ropa would be PC only, Bursky. I don't know if Kaz included that on any of the maps that he actually posted to Mod Hub or not. I don't know if he ever did equipment. I know he added a lot of specialty crops and stuff like that after.
Don't know if he added that or not.
I should sell Sharko's tractor and replace it with the Fent. Oh, what am I going to spend money like that for? Even though, you know, Sharko should own a Fent. Seriously, come on. This is Harv's world after all. Eric, I have had a lot of success with Map Objects Hider, and the only time I've ever had an issue with store delivery was on multiplayer. It's always worked perfectly for me. Every time. In fact, Map Objects Hider works so well, I deleted the entire sawmill from the Wilhelmina Forest map and put a biogas plant in its place if you watch off the grid at all. Yeah, that whole sawmill is still there. It's just been hidden. Tricks o' the trade, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Just doing a tiny bit of cleanup work and then I'll be done.
I am headed back to my farm to do a little tractor cleanup and grab the fertilizer spreader to get these fields maxed out on fertilizer, and then I think
Done.
we're pretty close to mowing your grass field if that's what you still wanted to do.
Is this my roller or your roller?
That is my roller. I should have brought it back with me and I forgot.
Well, I was still using it.
That's strange, Eric. Graham stubble tillage. If you haven't watched my field preparation video, actually no, that's mulching. I don't know what is stubble tillage. I'm not sure it's used yet. I thought that would be mulching, but I don't think it is now. Okay, you're ready to advance time?
I will be.
Oh, you're not
You
yet.
are.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready.
Steve, my answer to that question is you can never have too many Fent 1050s.
You can certainly not have enough. I agree with Harp. I don't think you can have too many.
Yes, I find myself in the unpleasant position right now of not having enough. Actually, we don't have any Fent running right now. It's practically a crime. Well, there's no practically about it. It's a crime. It's a criminal offense to not have a but man, we cannot get the money up quick enough.
Okay, so my field's ready to be.
Yeah, all three of these fields need fertilizer first. So I'm going to get that done real quick. This will take seconds because of our massive, beauteous, extra wide fertilizer spreader.
Yeah, but we've only got one fertilizer spreader. So.
Now, David has the right idea. Caveman, write a mod that changes all tractors to Fendt. I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. I honestly don't know what could have been happening there. Strange. I've never had any trouble with store delivery like that at all. One of the nice things that you can do is store delivery. I always like this. If you have to borrow equipment for a contract, you go to the field that the contract is on, set your store to deliver to that field and take the contract, and lo and behold, all of the equipment that you borrow gets delivered to the field and not to the store.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Truly. Makes sense, right? I mean, you're going to borrow equipment from a farmer to do work on their field. Why is the farmer delivering it to the shop? They wouldn't. They'd have it waiting for you at their field or at least at their farm. Well, Jonathan, I'm not going to say that Fendt is the tractor for everybody. It's just my tractor. It's the one that I love. I've had people literally get angry because I wasn't loving the tractor that they love, and I'm like, how can you be angry with somebody for having their own opinion about what they like? That doesn't make sense to me. There you go, Eric. Yeah. Too many contracts. Couldn't even tell who owned which piece of equipment at that point. That was a game changer for FS19 too, the better contracts mod. Oh my goodness. That saved my bacon on the Chellington walkthrough, I'll tell you. Big time saved my bacon. Because Chellington has a real issue with grass contracts. And I couldn't just keep doing grass contract after grass contract after grass contract, and then the Better Contracts mod came out, and it brought in a lot more contract options. Yeah, that was a lifesaver. I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
I will definitely say that Giant's power estimation on stuff is way off.
Oh, are you running those mowers?
It'll let me run them.
I guess maybe I should have gone with the Vicon. Because they were cheaper. But the horsepower, at least the listed horsepower requirement, is much, much higher.
But if you had done that, nobody would have been able to run them.
No, that's fair. We are going to crash this server with too many bales by the time we're done, let me tell you. Yeah, it really is, Jonathan. That helps quite a bit too. All right, Graham. Have a good day at work. Very much appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us for a while, man. Take care, bud.
Yep, have a great day at work.
To answer your question, David, yes, store delivery does charge a delivery fee. I can't remember what it is, 1 or 2% of whatever it is you're having delivered. But if you have the stuff delivered for a contract, it does not charge a delivery fee because you're not buying anything. We don't, Eric, because we're doing strictly silage bale. Well, we are doing some. You can see my 48 straw bale sitting over there. Our baler auto wraps. So, although I might be doing it different in the future. Well, thank you, Ice Wolf. I appreciate you letting us know. 2.5% delivery on store deliveries. I couldn't remember. It's been too long since I even looked at it.
Well, thank you for that.
Once I get this fertilizer done, I'm not going to have enough fertilizer to do all 3 fields. I'm going to have to go buy more. And I just filled this thing up, I swear.
Oh, just filled it up.
The John Deere cotton round baler. Interesting. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking. Well, I don't know the one that I've seen off center. But I have seen the bale collectors that will grab 3 bales and then drop them all at once. Although I just downloaded one from not even a third party, directly from the modder, and it's not too good. So I'm not even gonna say what it was. I did quite a bit of testing on balers the other day. Always looking for options. Now here's where I wish I could turn off half of this fertilizer spreader. Which technically you should be able to do, you know.
Yeah, technically you should.
Andrew, I can't say that I've heard about Deer Creek yet. Had you heard about Deer Creek, Caveman?
No, I have not. What is Deer Creek? Is that a map?
Yeah, it's apparently a new map that's coming out.
Who's making it?
That is an excellent question. That's the question of the day. Who's making that map? Why does that keep lowering? I know I'm not telling it to lower. I'm just turning it on. And yeah, I'm cutting through this poor farmer's field again. Because I can and it's free. I have not. I've not tried the John Deere cotton stuff. In fact, at one point there was a conflict with the John Deere cotton stuff on 19, so I stopped even installing it because I didn't want it conflicting with what I was already using. Well, hello, Glenda. We need a fertilizer factory.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Which reminds me, any sales? Only a Brantner. And no real contracts to speak of. Unless you jumped on and took them all before I had a chance to look.
No, I haven't looked at them yet.
I've used some really funky cotton harvesting machines, that's for sure. And that one contraption that I used in Pineapple Bay, whew, that thing was funky. I like the Brazilian cotton one though. I mean, it's the first one that came out was kind of broken, but it was at least interesting and unique. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the Brazilian cotton harvester, you actually had a big compactor that you would tow to the side of your field, and then you would harvest with a standard harvester, but it didn't have a baler built into it. It was just loose cotton. You would dump the loose cotton into the compactor on the side of the field, and it would make your cotton bale. I always thought that was pretty clever. I'm going to try not to fertilize the field you've already mowed here, Caveman.
I was gonna say I don't think you really need to fertilize that one, but okay.
You don't, do you not want me to put fertilizer on this one?
No, you don't have to put fertilizer on that one. I'll just roll the whole thing and get it all in the same cycle.
Okay.
And free fertilizer on that one.
Okay, so you're actually gonna end up setting that field back.
Yes.
Okay. How do you send machinery from the shop on contracts? You would hire a helper to drive the machinery.
If you wanted to take over mowing, you can.
That's all right. I'll just grab the baler. You're already on track, so. I will try to grab the baler. I don't disagree with you, Eric. I'm just not sure how you do that. I mean, unless you genuinely have a pool of money that everybody draws from, you've got to be able to tie it back to somebody. Oh, this needs to be set, I'm sure. Yep. 150. I don't have access to that land. Or were you concerned about these bales being... yeah, you should probably bale. Because I just deleted a bunch of your grass.
Okay, that's why I had mentioned if you wanted to take over cutting.
Sorry. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Oh. Store deliveries. You have to have the store deliveries mod, Sprue. It's a PC-only mod. Although it is available on Mod Hub. You go to the field where the contract is for, and you can set the delivery point for the store to the edge of that field. And then when you accept or borrow equipment for the contract, then... And actually, I needed to do this.
Oh, it's glitched up again. That's what the problem is.
Is it going to have to be reset?
Yep.
Oh, crud buckets. Ooh,
It does it every time you get to collect a different type.
That's nice.
That's why I would love to have the funds to get a square baler just to do straw.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
That's something else they need to fix. Need to make it so you can empty a bale, no matter how many liters is in it.
I agree. And it genuinely doesn't make sense to me that you can't.
That really doesn't make any sense.
Hey, look who's back. Sharko.
Oh, he is? Where?
Well, he's in chat at least.
Oh.
I hope he's not chatting and driving.
Yeah, you and me both. Hopefully he's back and he'll just come on in.
There you go.
Then we can put him back to work.
Even better. I like that idea. Sometimes, Chris, you can get around that with a windrower. Because the windrower will run on the portion that you do own, and it will still flick the grass on the portion that you don't own. And bring it back onto your land. Which we might actually end up having to do on the edge of this road for Caveman here.
That is a possibility.
Well, guys, gals, whoever might be out there, I think you hear the closing music starting up. It's been a good stream, really good stream. It's been great having you all with us today. Whew. Got a lot of work done. We needed to. We almost made it in time. We only had to cheat time a little bit. Not too bad. I'm not sure Sparky can form a sentence that doesn't have the word Sharko in it. Good to have you with us, Sparky. You always make me smile. And that's right, headland passes with mowing can be very important. Caveman, got any parting thoughts or words for the folks that are with us today?
Yeah. See you on Wednesday. And if not Wednesday, then next Sunday. And that's a stream you really don't want to miss, guys.
Next Sunday?
You really don't. Yeah.
Good to know. I don't want to miss it either. Thank you, Forrest. Right back at you, man. Take care. All right, everybody. We're just going to be doing some extra baling here, a little bit of grass work. As always, we very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. Until next time, y'all take care.